So good morning, class 8. Today we are going to revise chapter number 9, that is reproduction. Children, you all are aware in this chapter we have read the types of reproduction, sexual and asexual reproduction, male and female reproductive organs, how the development of an embryo takes place, how that the women that give birth to the young one. So all that we have read in chapter number reproduction, chapter number 9. So let's recall or practice this chapter through this worksheet. So, and types of reproduction, that is fertilization even, we had read. Two types of fertilization is there, internal and external fertilization. So here we are having few of the questions. Question number 1 is, how does fertilization takes place in frog? So you have to tell the frog where it lives. You know, it lives in water and ground, both. Yes, Varuni. What type of fertilization takes place in frog?
In frog, fertilization take place outside the female body.
That is known as the external fertilization. And here it has been asked how it takes place. How?
As the egg laid by the females, the male frog release sperm close to it. The sperm swim in the water and reach the egg and fertilize them.
Yes. So this is the way how the fertilization takes place in a frog. Frog lays 100 of the eggs on the surface of the water. Sorry, female frog lays 100 of the eggs and that is fertilized by the sperms of the frog. But 100 of the eggs are not transferred into the eggs. So there is a reason behind it, why it is so. Because that eggs are not covered by the shells. They are just like a jelly-like substance, like a cytoplasm only. So that's why they get destroyed. What's the reason for that? Can I have the answer for this question? Why the 100 of the eggs laid by female does not get converted into the frogs? Why they don't form into the frog? Yes, Ananya Jain. Children, kindly switch on your cameras. Yes, better.
Ma'am, because in water many other animals also live and some of the eggs are eaten by other animals, and also the eggs are of jelly-like substance, so they get destroyed very easily also due to rain.
Yes, so these are the reasons, 3, and you have to give the answer in points. Question, let's move to the next question. The term metamorphosis is not used while describing human development. Why it is so? Yes, Anshika Agarwal. I want the definition of metamorphosis first of all, that what metamorphosis means. Yes, Anshika. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Metamorphosis means the formation of larva into adult through drastic changes is called metamorphosis. The term metamorphosis is not used while describing human development because in human beings, body parts of an adult are present from the time of birth itself. That is, while beginning of a life as a baby and until you are an adult. The basic plan of a body does not change.
Okay. Imad, can I have the answer of the same question? Imad. Imad, you have raised hand. So metamorphosis is a process of conversion of larva into adult through the drastic changes. But why it does not take place in the humans? Because human does not change, that does not go through the drastic changes. The child in the human or the newborn baby just develop. He or she just grows. There is no drastic changes, no change is there as that is in the few of the animals, like in the case of a frog and like in the case of the insect, mosquitoes, butterfly. First, the eggs are laid. After laying the eggs, what happens? It changes into the caterpillar. Then after that tadpole, it changes in the case of a frog. Then it changes into the late tadpole. Then it changes into the adult frog. So these are the changes, means these are the steps that takes place in the in case of frogs. In case of frog, it takes place, but that does not take place in human. In humans, after fertilization, the growth of a baby takes place. That's it. Next is, why does only gamete have a tail? Yes, Imad. Imad, I think you are not able to hear. Neha Jain.
Ma'am, because sperms have a tail and they can move from male to female body, and their tail helps them to in a movement. So the egg do not need to move as it's combined with the sperms. Therefore, only male gametes move and have a tail, not a female gamete.
Yes, because male gamete has to move from one place to another. It has to move to the ovum. So that's why the male gamete have a tail. Next is, hens and frogs are both oviparous, exhibiting different types of fertilization. So what can be the reason for it? Yes, Chaitanya Singla. Imad, Tanya.
Ma'am, because the hens give one egg at a time and the frog give hundreds of eggs in one at a time.
Okay, this can also be the reason. What's the another reason? Prateksha?
Because hens,
Yes, speak.
and because hens have a shield and the frogs have a jelly-like substance on their.
It has been asked different types of fertilization. Why it is so? Yes, Ananya Kahara, you know the answer? At least give your views. Chaitanya Singla, Ivanshi, Harshit, Imad. Yes, Prateksha. Ananya Kahara, what type of fertilization? Hen. In case of hens, the internal fertilization takes place, but it lays egg. And in case of a frog, there is an external fertilization. It lay eggs outside the body. Okay, so this is both are oviparous, but the type of fertilization is different. Both lay eggs, but in case of a hen, the fertilization is internal. The egg is developed inside and then it takes place externally. It lay eggs. But in case of a frog, it is different. Okay. Next, question number 5. Observe the figure and identify A and B part. Yes, Varuni. What's A part is?
Ma'am, A part is sperms.
A part is sperm. Okay. Next is, what is B part?
Ovum.
Ovum.
B part is ovum. Okay. So in this way, children, the question may be there. Whichever the diagrams are there in your book, you have to go through these diagrams carefully. What is our next? Number C. What happens during this process and what is formed? So that was a shared, the diagram which was here. This question is regarding this. That what happens during this process? Yes, children, those who have raised hand. Tanya?
Ma'am, fertilization, such a fusion of the egg and the sperm is called fertilization, and the ma'am, it's making a zygote.
Yes, very good. So what happens in this process? This process, fertilization takes place, and what is formed? The zygote is formed as a result of fertilization. Number 6, question number. Explain how a single cell convert into an individual in humans. So in this question, you have to explain that development of an embryo. First of all, after fertilization, there is a single cell. Single cell is there. Okay, slowly, what happens? Yes, who will explain? Again, Tanya has raised hand. Yes, Tanya.
And then the embryo is formed, the different tissue and organ will develop, and then the proteus will develop at the stage of the embryo when the all body parts will identify.
Okay, so slowly, first of all, there is a single cell. After a single cell, the division of cell takes place. The ball of cell is formed, and with that ball of cells slowly start developing, and that developing stage is of cell is known as embryo. And after that, the further development takes place in the embryo. Okay. Next is, and you know that a stage come after 8 weeks when we can identify the parts of the body, that is known as a fetus. And growth keep on taking place inside the mother's womb, and after the 9 months the birth of a child takes place. So in this way, from a single cell, that gets converted into the individual. So children, depending upon the marks, you have to explain this question. If this question will be of 1 or 2 marks, then you have to write down very less for it. And if it will be for the complete 3 marks, then you have to give a complete explanation. Number 7, the eggs of a frog don't have the shells of protection for protection. Yes, Neha. Yet they are safe in water. How? How that can be possible?
Ma'am, frog egg are without any external covering or a shell, but as a layer of a jelly hold the egg together, thus providing them protection.
Good. So just a jelly-like substance is there, but then too the protection is provided to the eggs present in the water. Can a woman with a blocked fallopian tube give birth to a child? I want the new hands to be raised. I think, yes, Anya, roll number 1. Harshit, Ivanshi, Naman Rana. Yes, Anya. First of all, tell me yes or no.
Ma'am, no.
Reason?
Ma'am, because if fallopian tubes are blocked, so zygote can't be formed, and sperms can't fuse into ovum.
Okay, Arav Segal.
Ma'am, yes, they can give birth to the young one because of IVF.
Yes, because one more way is there, another way is there, IVF. IVF stands for?
In vitro fertilization.
In vitro fertilization, that is a fertilization is done outside the, जिसको test tube baby भी कहते हैं. उसमें क्या होता है? Fertilization takes place outside the body. And जब वो fertilization हो जाता है, fertilization, if they watch it and they keep it under the suitable conditions, when that fertilization takes place and zygote is formed, then that zygote is introduced in mother's womb. Okay? Then the rest development of an embryo that takes place inside the mother's womb. But उसमें fertilization that took outside the body, because that fallopian tubes are blocked, and you know when the fallopian tubes are blocked, then what happens? The sperms does not reach to the ovum. Sperms ovum तक पहुंचते ही नहीं है, fertilization होती नहीं है. That's why fertilization is done outside the body. I hope it is clear to you. Number 9, under what circumstances can twin be born in humans? Yes, Tanya. Anya.
When
Ma'am,
when
if
the
ma'am,
sperm has been entered.
Okay,
ma'am, if two ovums be fertilized by sperms, so that means twins will be born.
Okay, Tanya, what were you saying now?
Ma'am, when the two sperm has been entered, then the twins be born in humans.
Okay. So anybody else want to give answer for this?
May I?
Yes.
Ma'am, when two ovaries are matured at the same time, then the circumstances of twins can be there.
Okay. So I hope this question is clear to you, everybody. So in under what circumstances the twins can be formed? When the two eggs gets fertilized together. In that case, the twins can be formed. Draw the various stages in the life cycle of a butterfly. So children, this is a metamorphosis process. What can be the various stages? You have to draw and you have to write. First of all, can you tell me what's there in the first? Which one is the first one?
Ma'am, egg, larva.
First is egg, larva. Yes.
Ma'am, pupa and adult.
Pupa and adult.
Yes. So you can write down. Better to write down, children. First is egg. After that, what happens?
Larva या caterpillar.
Larva.
After that,
Pupa.
Pupa.
after that,
Adult.
Butterfly. Adult.
adult butterfly. Okay. So this is a stage. This is a life cycle of butterfly. Okay. So children, this is a worksheet of chapter number 9 we have revised today.